Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into the escalating tensions between India and Pakistan, especially after the tragic Pahlgam incident. War is not the answer, but with both nations on high alert, let's break down the situation and analyze the potential economic fallout of a conflict. Stick around because it's a critical topic that affects not just South Asia but the entire world. Let's discuss the current situation. The Pahlgam attack, where innocent lives were brutally lost, has pushed India Pakistan relations to a boiling point. India claims non state actors, possibly operating from Pakistani territory, are behind the attack and they are ready to punish the perpetrators. Tensions are sky high, with both nations' militaries, ground forces, air forces, and navies in a state of readiness. India's even called this an act of war, diplomatically speaking. But here's the catch: war is the last thing either side needs. India's military is roughly 3 times stronger than Pakistan's, but Pakistan's no pushover. Their stated policy: if they face an existential threat, nuclear weapons are on the table. So let's be real, that's a catastrophic scenario for the entire world, not just South Asia. Both countries are nuclear powers, and any escalation could spiral out of control. Why war is not the answer? Now let's talk economics. India is one of the world's fastest growing economies, but even a short term conflict could derail that progress. A war, even a limited one, would disrupt trade, investment, and growth, potentially setting India's economy back years. Pakistan, on the other hand, is already in a fragile economic state. A war would be devastating for them, pushing their economy to the brink. But here's the bigger picture. Pakistan's nuclear threat isn't just talk. If they feel cornered, the consequences could be unimaginable. That's why India's narrative that Pakistan harbors terrorists responsible for attacks like Pahlgam hasn't gained much global traction. Without diplomatic backing, large-scale aggression is a tough sell for India. What's likely to happen? So, what's the most logical outcome? Superpowers like the US and others might be nudging India toward limited surgical strikes, with Pakistan responding in a controlled way. From there, foreign powers could step in to broker a deal, de-escalating the situation. It's not ideal, but it's better than all-out war. Now, let's see the economic consequences of an India-Pakistan war. As tensions rise between two nuclear powers, India and Pakistan, the question looms: what would a war truly cost? The economic ramifications could be staggering. India, the world's fifth largest economy, boasts a GDP of $3.7 trillion, while Pakistan's economy stands at just $370 billion. This stark disparity not only defines their economic landscapes, but also establishes vastly different military capabilities. With a military budget of $86 billion in 2024, India ranks among the top military spenders globally. In the event of war, daily military operations for India could range from $100 to $300 million. For Pakistan, sustaining a daily cost of $50 to $150 million would be a considerable challenge. The economic shock would be profound. Experts estimate that India could lose between 1% to 3% of its GDP annually. This translates to a staggering $37 to $110 billion in lost economic output, along with massive stock market volatility, significant currency depreciation, and a collapse of bilateral trade worth $1.2 billion a year. Infrastructure damage could be catastrophic. For perspective, in Gaza conflict, previously inflicted $18.5 billion in infrastructure damage. In a similar scenario, critical bridges and transport networks in India could require billions in reconstruction, with essential services disrupted for months or even years. The global economy would not escape unscathed either. Just as the Russia-Ukraine conflict sent shockwaves through international markets, a conflict between India and Pakistan could spike global oil prices, disrupt major trade routes, trigger a regional refugee crisis, and destabilize financial markets worldwide. Recovery wouldn't be swift. India might take 1 to 3 years to stabilize, while Pakistan could face a decade-long recovery period, grappling with massive inflation, capital flight, and increased defense spending at the expense of development. The true cost of war extends far beyond the battlefield, with combined losses potentially exceeding $150 billion in the first year alone. Both nations could confront severe economic setbacks that could take generations to overcome. In today's nuclear age, the price of conflict between Pakistan and India may simply be too high to bear. What's the takeaway? War is not the solution. It's a lose-lose for India, Pakistan, and for the whole of the world. Diplomacy, restraint, and dialogue are the only way forward. What do you think? Can these two nations find a way to de-escalate? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into global issues. See you in next video.